Hi everyone, welcome to Learn English with Miss. In today's lesson, we're going to be learning about mastering the NJSLA, and this is your practice for powering up. You are going to learn how to build stamina for the test, sharpen your skills, and feel confident on test day. You're going to take it one passage at a time. So let's begin. What is the NJSLA? NJSLA focuses on ELA skills that are related to reading comprehension, literary analysis, research skills, and written response. And the goal is to prepare you for college and your future career by measuring real world skills. In terms of ELA, you are going to read real fiction and nonfiction text, then show what you know through writing. So let's get started. Building stamina. Practice makes progress. Why practice? The more you practice, the more comfortable, confident, and capable you become with the format, the timing, and the question types. Read the passages, build comprehension and vocabulary stamina, answer questions, practice every question type the NJSLA uses, and learn from answers. Review explanations to understand why each answer is correct. NJSLA, ELA question types. Let's dive in. Literary analysis helps you to understand characters, plot, theme, and author's craft in fiction texts. Compare and contrast helps you to find similarities and differences between two or more texts or ideas. Research simulation helps you to analyze informational texts and synthesize key ideas and evidence. And the narrative writing part helps you to craft your own stories using descriptive details, characters, and plot. Literary analysis. The Young Knight. Let's read the passage and then we will answer a question. Liam gripped his sword as the dragon's shadow fell over him. His heart pounded like a drum, and his knees trembled so hard he nearly fell. The beast's golden eyes locked onto his. Liam swallowed hard, but he did not run. He raised his sword. I won't let it hurt anyone, he whispered to himself. Here's question one. It is a multiple choice. What is the main feeling the knight experiences when first seeing the dragon? Is it A, excitement, B, fear, C, curiosity, and D, anger? Did you say B, fear? Then you are correct. Heart pounding like a drum and knees trembling are context clues showing fear, even though Liam stays brave. Now, with this same passage, we're going to move on to the open ended question using a race response. Describe the knight's character based on this passage. What words or actions show us who he is? That's reading the question. That's a test taking strategy. Now let's reread. Describe the knight's character based on this passage. What words or actions show us who he is? And we're going to read one more time because that's another test taking strategy. Read, reread, and read again when necessary. Describe the knight's character based on this passage. What words or actions show us who he is? Now, let's look at how we can use race to answer that question. R. Restate. Restate the question. In the passage, the knight Liam shows that he is brave and selfless. A. Answer all parts of the question. Even though he is afraid, he does not run away. C. Cite. Cite textual evidence. The text says his knees trembled, but he still raised his sword. And E. Explain. This shows courage, doing the right thing even when you are scared. Compare and contrast two life cycles. Now we're going to read two different passages and then we're going to do a compare and contrast multiple choice question. Passage A, the butterfly. A butterfly begins life as a tiny egg on a leaf. It hatches into a caterpillar, which eats and grows. Then it forms a chrysalis, where it transforms completely. Finally, a beautiful butterfly emerges and flies away. Passage B. The frog. A frog also begins as a small egg, but in water. The egg hatches into a tadpole, which breathes through gills and has a tail. Over time, the tadpole grows legs, loses its tail, and becomes a frog that can live on land. Now, here's your question. What is the key difference in how butterflies and frogs begin their lives? Is it A, both start as eggs? B, butterflies become caterpillars and frogs become tadpole? And C, both hatch from cocoons? And D, butterflies are born alive? Now we're only focusing on the key difference. So let's look at our answer choice. B is the correct answer. Good job if you selected B. Both start as eggs but develop into very different creatures, a caterpillar versus a tadpole. Now here's an open-ended question using the race strategy. Besides their beginnings, what is another significant difference between these two life cycles? Here's a sample answer that you can learn from. The butterfly forms a chrysalis and transforms on land, while the frog's tadpole lives underwater and gradually grows legs. This shows they change in completely different environments. Good job so far. Let's keep going. Research simulation. Why recycling matters. We're going to read a passage about a research article, and then we will answer another multiple choice and race question. Every year, Americans throw away over 250 million tons of trash. Recycling 1 ton of paper saves 17 trees and 7,000 gallons of water. According to the EPA, recycling and composting diverted 94 million tons of waste from landfills in 1 year. Experts agree recycling conserves natural resources by reducing the need to extract new raw materials from the earth. Now let's look at the question. According to the passage, what is the primary benefit of recycling? Is it A, it creates more landfills? B, it reduces the need for new raw materials? C, it increases pollution? And D, it is too expensive to be effective? If you said your answer is B, then you are correct. The passage directly states recycling conserves natural resources by reducing the need to extract new raw materials. Now let's look at the open-ended race question. Based on the statistics, how much of an impact can recycling have on reducing waste? Here's the sample answer. The passage states that 94 million tons of waste were diverted from landfills in a single year. This shows recycling can have a massive, measurable impact on protecting our environment. Great job so far. Let's keep going. Now here's a narrative writing prompt. Imagine you discover a hidden door in your school. Write a story about what you find behind it and what happens next. Include descriptive details and show your reader what is happening. Setting. Where does your story take place? Describe sights, sounds, and smells. Characters. Who is in your story? How do they feel and react? Plot. What happens? Build up to a problem and a resolution. And details. Use strong verbs and vivid adjectives to paint a picture with words. So again, for the narrative writing prompt, you are going to look at the prompt and then focus on the setting, characters, plot, and details. Key strategies for the NJSLA success. Read carefully, pay close attention to details. Even small words matter on the NJSLA. Understand the question. Ask yourself, What is this really asking? Underline keywords. Use text evidence. For open ended questions, always cite the passage. Use the race strategy. Manage your time. Don't get stuck. Do your best. Move forward and come back if needed. And trust your growth. Every mistake is a lesson. Practice builds confidence, and confidence builds scores. Your NJSLA journey starts now, so keep practicing. Return to these question types again and again. Every rep makes you stronger. Read widely. Fiction, nonfiction, articles, stories. Every text you read builds your brain. And believe in you. You are capable of learning and growing every single day. You've got this. Thank you for watching and learning with me. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.